Hey, good morning. Oops, the picture's getting blurred again. Yes, oh, that looks better. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. It's Friday, good old Friday. Man, these weeks are going fast. It is Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Wow. Yeah, and the time is, let's see, about 3:41 a.m. I hope you all are doing well. I'm lying here. I'm doing okay. And boy, do I want to talk to you about some things here. Oh, wow. As you can see in the thumbnail, yes, I uploaded a thumbnail. I did a screen capture. I was watching a video from this fellow that I watch on YouTube, and he was sharing the information, and so I took a picture of what he was showing. So that's his hand holding his cell phone with the picture. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about several things about this picture of a shop teacher uh, working in a high school. I also want to talk about my anniversary today, update on my pets, and some bad news I heard yesterday too with regard to where I live. So I'm going to talk about all these things. You know what? Yeah, I'll talk about the picture first. Yeah, it's very disturbing. Some people may find it funny. Um, I'm very sensitive with children. Okay, what adults do to each other in an adult class, some leeway, But even that, the nature of the thing, I feel that someone is pushing the envelope a little bit too much. And when you direct it to children, and then you wonder why children today are confused, you're making them confused. And shame of those adults who are the ones that are trying to deliberately confuse the mind of children. So, in a particular high school, um, the report I was told actually started 5 months ago, but action is being taken now. Um, I'm glad someone was doing their research and made things happen. Well, as you can see in the picture, this is a picture of a man, an adult man, a shop teacher, and he just felt like he had to dress this way. Yes, good morning, viewer. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, this male shop teacher wants to push the envelope about, they have their rights to be um, any gender. Okay, you are who you are. Be what you know. You have your rights on paper about self-identity. Now, is this teacher really about identity? Do they really identify as being a female, or are they joking and are pushing the envelope to children? So this particular teacher, you see, wearing a wig, a long hair wig, a tight knit pink top with Z cups, Z cup prosthetic falsies a Z cup, and a student had a camera and videotaped this teacher um, showing how to use what do you call those saws? Those saws, as you can see in the picture. And she lean over, and it's just to emphasize the breast getting near the saw. Now, there are women that are blessed, naturally um, blessed on top. And women generally who are blessed on top, um, if they're working in certain environments, they want to protect what is naturally theirs, and they would not deliberately put their puppies by by a sore that could cut into them. But see, the teacher, is doing it as a for effect upon the student. And also, long hair like that is a no-no in a shop class. I personally know someone who did work in a shop class and had naturally long hair. And boy, did they learn a lesson. The person had leaned over and the wheel grabbed their hair and pulled it into the device. Luckily, the person was able to pull their hair out. They had a big clump pulled out. Yeah. See, a lab class, a true lab, I'm sorry, I said lab, I meant to say shop class. A shop would have their hair pulled back in a tight bun, no messy buns even. They swoop back because anything can grab the hair, get tangled, and pull you in and kill you. So even as a teacher, as you see in the picture, the wig right next to the wheel is a no-no. So they're teaching bad habits to young high school children, how to dress when you're working with equipment. Also, the skin's all exposed. What if something sharp flings out of that wheel and cut their skin? You better wear long sleeves, something to cover, and tight. Nothing dangling, nothing dangling. Why did this teacher do this? Do they really feel that, that they are of that gender? Or are they mocking that gender? I remember I went away to college once. It was Halloween, and you had a man. Back then, this was 40 years ago. Yeah, going on 41 years ago. And they went to the party, a man, and they dressed as a nun. So back in those days, the contrast. Okay, a man wearing something associated with females, and then the religious aspect of that. So it was poking fun on different levels. Okay, so this I feel it's the same type of thing. Uh, Pushing the envelope and mocking, and they thought they can get away with it because again, there's new rights now that you cannot discriminate based on uh, your belief about yourself, about your gender. But see, you're working with young kids, and at first they protected the teacher, and I'm so glad that someone was doing their homework. Well, they found out how the teacher dresses outside of school. And yes, he was wearing male clothes. He's a man, he's wearing men's attire. and no boobs, no size Z boobs. Okay, yeah, man's haircut, no wig, nothing, just a man's outfit. Looked like a regular guy. This big, heavy set teacher. But in the classroom where he worked, he wore dangerous clothes to his person by having the long dangling hair and the large boots and then trying to lean into the sewer. And everywhere this teacher went, he was the center of attention about his attire. So if he had this conviction, why doesn't he have the same conviction outside? So this person who did their homework took pictures of him outside, and there was a meeting. And the teacher now is on paid leave. Yeah, he should have gotten fired, in my opinion. Fired because he's teaching the children dangerous protocols when handling a device, plus mocking the female gender, in my opinion, about mocking female gender. Yeah, I don't find that funny. I used to work for. You remember the movie Tootsie? It came out in the early 1980s. Well, one of my earliest bosses um, was, I believe that's what the person was. I didn't understand things back then. This is 40, going on 43 years. This year will make it 43 years. I was 17 years old. And seeing this, and I didn't understand. I was afraid of the person because of the person's behavior. They were an Ashkenazi and would say very racist things about black people. And back in those days, people got away with slurs and stuff like that against black people. And it was horrible, horrible, disgusting fellow. But they would wear women's clothes, this thick, thick makeup. Um, and it scared me because that the makeup looked spooky. And one day they even was insulting my makeup. I was learning how to put makeup on. And I went to this shop, specialty shop, to buy makeup. I bought makeup and the tools, and they would teach me how to put on makeup. Okay. And then she's going to judge me, or it is going to judge me how I'm putting on my makeup. And wow, this person's face was so spooky. And yeah, they tried to get me, yeah, they got me, yeah, um, they got me fired, so I couldn't go back there. Yeah, I went away for school after. Yeah, I worked for them for 2 years, and took time off there to go away for school. Yeah, I had left school, but I did come back from school and decided, I couldn't afford to pay for it continually. So I said, let me just go back to university here where I live. And this person made it so that I couldn't go back. But it's all for the good, though. But you have people who really, they want to look for. Now, he wanted to be called, you know, a woman. And on the phone, this person, everyone would say, yeah, excuse me, sir, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm a woman. And this would be the whole, the conversation of her correcting the person on the other side of the phone that they were talking to a woman and not a man. But I realize now as an adult that was a man, looked like a man, talked like a man, and then had this something with the skin, these holes throughout the face. It was very frightening to look at as a young, young teen. But it was the behavior of hostilities and evil person. Yeah, I still remember her name. I'm bad with names, but I still remember that person's name. Um, and so this trans thing, I mean, there was some movie like that Tootsie came out, but I saw her before Tootsie even came out. And what else? Yeah, I worked under that in her department for 2 years. But yeah, you can even look up when Tootsie came out. Yeah, there was a movie MASH, and they had a man that liked to wear women's clothes. See, back then they called them transvestites, meaning that they dress as a woman. And I also used to work in a I mean, a beauty shop. Yeah, I did so many different occupations, people. Yeah, I worked them. And a man would come in a business suit and attaché case, go in the bathroom and come out dressed as a woman. And I did get the opportunity to talk to her. I had to shampoo the person's hair. I think it was, yeah. And he is telling me his business and how his wife doesn't know what he does, and that he goes to dress as a woman, and then after getting dressed up as a woman at the shop, he would go to a what do you call it? A employment agency and get a job as a woman. Yeah, this thing is going on, and then he also likes to date men. Now this is a married man with children. So that was in 1986. Yeah, 1986. Yeah, so you did have things like that, and primarily they were all white men that would do things like this. But now where I live, you have black men, um, and they always seem to be out of their mind, dressed in very dilapidated. The wig is not on correctly. Really bizarre clothing, and um, muscle men with brass. I and it was confusing, and they look confused too, and they look out of it. And I understand there's a place near where I live that is to cater to this clientele, but it's a mental thing. Um, some outreach, and they can go there. What's going on? Why are they reaching out to children in school and do this type of behavior? So again, you have a right, okay, on paper, you have a right to believe whatever way you are, but behavior, I'm talking about behavior, of doing reckless things and in mockery. That's the one I'm talking about the mockers. You have people who really believe that whatever, okay? But they don't like, okay, I'm going to dress like this around certain types of people, but then in this, I'm going to dress like that. So that's why the man in question that you saw in the photo um, is on administrative leave, unfortunate with pay, affecting your children. See, they can't see what protected the teacher was that his claims of being what he wants to be called, but it was selective, and it was selective being done upon the children, and that the learning couldn't take place because everybody's like pointing, and you know, I feel it's pejorative. I feel that what's happening now. It is a hate nature movement. Hate the natural, and hate has a there's that hatred against the womb. It's now that there's um, people fighting for the right to kill their babies. Well, I have to be very careful. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do get flagged and videos pulled and all that. Um, yeah, why is this? It's against the natural people, and it's just very sad. They want to be co-creators. So the woman is like the symbol of creation for humans because she has a womb. She gives birth. But you need the male component too, people. And the two together are magic. We need one another. We don't need to mock what nature has given someone. Okay? What if a teacher wore a prosthetic male anatomy, a supersized, let's say, with an erection? They said, "Well, I'm a man," and they go next to a shop equipment with their thing protruding out near the sore, right? It's to put even that I find offensive. It's offensive. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. It's offensive. Okay, there are men who are naturally blessed down there, and I'm sure they would want to respect that part of them, right? And would not put that organ next to a sore that could cut it off. Okay, but see, the person is mocking. Let's stop mocking the beautiful anatomy that nature has given us. Let us respect one another. Okay, we have to respect that. Yeah, it's all about confusing the children to put in an agenda, but they're using the trans movement as a distractant for what's really been implemented. They want to change the human. Oops. Hey, it's after 4 o'clock. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. My alarm just went off. Yeah, yeah. It's to distract. They want to take over. There are people out there, scientists, mad people who want to terraform the planet. They want to change the planet as we know it, and they want to change the the function of people. Is a hijacking. So they're doing this in increments. They needed to first like kind of rock the boat. They used the civil rights era to really initiate what they're doing now. See, they needed a shield of protection, so they utilized, and I think they implemented the civil rights. Exploited the civil rights movement because they knew through legislation of the protection of races, and again, it's supposed to protect the black race. But unfortunately, the civil rights movement was to implement and encouraging migration from other parts of the world to usurp the jobs of the Black American family. You notice there's more poverty within the Black community. But all these new people, no, I'm not being what do you call it, xenophobic. I'm being real about what's going on, how it was used, what we were used for. A legit movement, civil rights, to protect the lives of black people. It's okay, we're going to protect we're going to make a general law, civil rights law, that it's illegal to discriminate based on race. But look what happened. Everybody's being hired but you, and you are finding yourself in prisons, jails, street corners, homeless, etc., etc. And you see who is in those jobs, even jobs that were traditionally blacks, that blacks did. You ain't in it. But I believe everyone should have protection under the law because of their race. You should be protected. But somehow, something that was legit and beautiful was taken advantage of. So that was the first increment, and then the women's movement that piggybacked it, and then the transgender movement. Everything is like contingent and was nailed upon, with the reasoning of your civil rights based on, protection of your race. And then when the trans people want to make an issue, oh, well, you can't discriminate. What about the people because of their race? See that? And you notice all these things, they really don't care about black people, but they care about themselves and they care about their agenda, in my opinion, based on what I see. You have to see what the consequences are when something occurs. Um, and for this shop teacher to dress like this, the prosthetic Z cup with the big nipples, this is a mockery. See, again, making fun of women. And, yes, there's civil rights to protect women. Or I should say, can't discriminate because of your gender. Everyone has been writing on black civil rights. Exactly. Hey, good morning, good morning. Yeah, hi, Muhammad. Yeah, they want to piggyback. And it burns my anger. It burns me. We are exploited. Black people in America are exploited historically. When I watch those pictures of the 1950s and people being shot with those water, those hoses, and then you see this teacher that I took the photo of mocking women by wearing clothes that is mocking. What about someone feel that they're a different race? What if they go in and wore the traditional blackface, what they call that traditional blackface? Just putting makeup on, dark makeup, it's not blackface, people. Yeah, you just go and put in the true blackface. It was an exaggeration of these Africans' features, so the very full lips, jet black skin, and the curly hair. But it was done as a mockery, just like that woman, that man, that shop teacher dressed as a woman wearing a Z cup bra was a mockery. If it's offensive to wear blackface, shouldn't it be a mockery when a man dresses like that in public, in front of your children, in front of a chainsaw? It's to mock. One time they're very, back in the day, they didn't have female shop teachers. There were few, but but as time went on, they started getting them. See, it was about discriminating, and some jobs might pay more, I would imagine. But yeah, I knew some. I knew of someone who was a female that taught in shop. Oh yeah. So yeah, so that's my thoughts about that. Again, it is your right because of the laws that are placed of protection under the law. But let's stop the buffoonery and mocking the law. You're pushing the envelope, in my opinion. In my opinion. See, you get the rights to do something with your life. There are people who died. Um, they died for you to have your rights to be whatever, what race, whatever gender. There are people who died who got raped and all these bad things in life. You don't appreciate what you really have, and it's also a reminder that you're probably the oppressor, mocking the laws. Yeah, it was a white man that did this, and growing up in New York City, the people who do these weird sex stuff, a lot of them are, but now a lot of blacks now in my neighborhood are becoming perverted like that. Yeah, you have to be careful who you hang around with, people. Be careful who your kids hang around with. Your kids start saying, "Mommy, I don't know what I am." Find out who their friends are, and pull them away from them. Yeah, people. Things have become very strategic, and they're purposely uh, introducing children to certain subjects to cause confusion, to cause a meltdown, and then the rebuilding of a false reality. Yeah, this transhumanism is the goal, getting us connected and becoming computers, a computer slave. You notice now they want you hooked up to your computer. You notice now all these commercials that come on, how to make money on the internet. You don't even have to do anything. Constantly, because they want you to become dis removed from people, removed from humans, and be dependent on computers, a laptop or your smartphone. They want you away from nature because nature is your teacher. Yeah, you hang around nature and there's no foolery. Yeah, you have people that live in farms or rural areas, honey. They know what a man and a woman is. They know how nature works. You cannot fool them. You see it, and it's beautiful. They want to change the beauty to something ugly and perverse. Okay? Yeah, watch what you eat also. They're making plastic food. Literally, they're making plastic rice. And now they're trying to sell it to African people. Hey, did you know that in Africa, some parts of West Africa, they grow rice? I used to think rice only grew in China and Japan. No, rice also is grown in Africa, West Africa. And the Carolinas, that they grow rice. See, they don't want you to know that about rice. They always talk, they always talk about cotton, black folk picking cotton. Well, did you know black folk pick rice? They picked the rice before the cotton. Rice was implemented first. Rice. It's grown in swampy grounds. Rice. And the cotton production came much later. Much later. But yet everybody wants to believe black people and they're picking, picking cotton. See that? Why? They see they don't they really want to distort history and the types of work people do or people did. People did, blacks did. I know a little bit off topic, but you know, if you check reality and history, um, the occupations or I should say the tasks that blacks did in the early, in the Americas for the past 400 years was a lot. They worked in the field. They also worked in the mines. They produced goods, equipment, wheelbarrows, all these things that were dependent that the people in control were dependent upon, and we knew how to do all of it. And what's happening now is that they forced us to move into large cities surrounded in what they call the inner city and choked off our knowledge base. So we no longer have those skills, and they're bringing, the system is now bringing in new people who know how to do those skills, or what do you call off? What's that thing when you send the jobs back outside? I forget the term, but yeah, now they're not even bringing them here to make them. We're outsourcing. That's the word. Outsourcing the jobs. Outsourcing. Yeah, yeah. Get control of your life. You know, the past is the past. It's about now. Now they want to confuse your mind and not even know who you are. Know who you are. Go to nature. If it's safe for you to go to a park and a real park, a nature park, and see nature how it's designed to be, to help ground you, give you thanks, ask for wisdom, knowledge, and truth in your life to help fight the distortions of these liars that controlling humanity. So I got that said. What's the other thing on the list I wanted to talk about? I want to talk about my little dogs. Yeah, many of you know I have 3 little dogs. They're doing okay, but they are getting up there. 2 of them, my girls are 13, and my little boy is 10. And this is when now I've had my oldest dog for 13 years now, and I never had any problems getting an appointment for them. But all of a sudden now in New York City, uh, to make a phone call to schedule an appointment for the dog's teeth to be cleaned, and this seems to be difficult. I called one place in January of this year, and they never called back. They're busy. They're one of the cheapest place. It's like it's a what do you call it? It's a nonprofit organization for animals, and they're inexpensive in comparison to the other vets here in New York City. And yes, they got a long waiting list, boy. I called it, um, you had to just leave a number, leave a message, and they said in a couple of days we'll get back to you. Well, it's over a month. It's over 2 months now, and I did call 2 other times. I said, boy, I see what's probably what I speculate what's happening. See, so many people, with the job, people losing jobs here in New York City, they can't afford it. And so they go into that place because it's inexpensive. Well, now they're bombarded. So I then, um, yeah, see, I'm also afraid to go to Brooklyn because I have to take a train down there, and I'm afraid to take the train to Brooklyn. It's far, and carrying the little animals, I have a carrier for them when I'm on the train, but it's too heavy. You know, my dogs are gaining weight, and yes, I gained a little weight too. Um, so it's kind of heavy for all of us to travel with all three dogs, and the danger because people are losing their mind. Yeah, there's 2 weeks ago there was a strong police presence all of a sudden. I don't mind that. Um, and remember before, about a year and a half ago, I got assaulted in the street, and it was really ironic. I usually took a train to go to that place that I was where I was coming from when the assault happened. I said, oh, the people on the there was a lot of crime on the train, so I said, let me just walk over there. So I left my place real early to get there, and it was successful, and I had it was a good session, and I was coming home. And when I was coming home, I got attacked, physically attacked. Um, so it's like, there's no guarantee, people. You say, you know, if you if you avoid the trains, well, it can also happen outside. But still, I have a fear about going all the way from to Brooklyn on a train. It's not my territory. I just feel uncomfortable. So I didn't call that particular vet that I was going to before, and I wanted something more local. So then I called another place, and they told me September is the next available spot. September. September. And it was the end of September. So it was almost like, with it, 7 months? Forget it. And then I called up, I called up this other place before them. They're up the road, but I know they're expensive. I've been there once before. And this was really weird. I mean, it wasn't like before, you just call and you go in. Um, this time when I called, um, they they said, "Oh well, um, what's the name of the doctor that you used to go to? We need to get their paperwork," and that never happened before, because you take your papers with you and you give it to them, and they said, "We'll get in contact with you." I mean, I want to make an appointment. I bring in the papers then, but it was like contingent getting the papers before they make an appointment, which I never heard of. And then I had to call again because, yeah, they said, if we don't call you, call us back. They didn't call me back, so I called them. And just seems to be confusion. They said, oh, well, we have Dr. So-and-so call you. And yeah, because they were to give me a quote because I asked how much. Well, either way, to make a long story short, um, because they didn't contact me in like 2 days, so I felt like, hey, maybe they don't want my business. So I winded up contacting my original place in Brooklyn for the appointment, and then again in my business. Um, it's like they knew who I was. That was what, because I didn't give my name. I said, oh, yeah, I was wondering if you have any, um, are you still open? Because, yeah, because I was told that they might have closed business. Yeah, that's what the place up the road told me. Oh, yeah, it's such and such. They're out of business now. I have another business in Brooklyn. Yeah, they closed. I said, they closed. No, they're still open, but if you look on the website, it's like they're only open 2 days a week, which I thought was weird. Either way, yeah, everything's changing. Everything's only open 2 days. I don't understand this. Yeah, and the type of questions that they were asking me, you know, I said, yeah, that they need their teeth cleaned, but I think they have to do, at least one of them has to do the regular method, under anesthesia. Well, who told you they have to do under anesthesia? I mean, that's generally the standard. You do a dog's teeth, you put them on under anesthesia, you clean it. But see, this other place, they also do non-anesthesia. And yes, we all prefer non-anesthesia, but sometimes your little pooch might wiggle too much, and they don't like it. Yeah, yeah. One of them need their teeth really deep cleaned. Get in there. Um, so it's just weird how the type of questions that are being asked, and I don't understand what's happening in I understand that yes, people are losing jobs and they're cutting back and long waiting lists, but it's going beyond that. A doctor, if they are open, just make the appointment. Say, okay, okay, come in. We have this date available. We'll examine the pet. Blah blah. Any shots needed? But not doing that. It's we'll like get back with you. What is it to go back to? You have the computer. Oh, okay, we have this slot available for this appointment, and yeah, the place up the road. They said, oh, we could do it all in one day. You come in, drop off the animal 7 in the morning, and we would test them to see if the labs and all this and that, and if the labs are good, we do the procedure. But in general, they don't do that. You come in, they do the lab tests, then you go home with the pooch, and if the labs are good, okay, we'll set up for the teeth cleaning. Because under anesthesia, you have to make sure that the dog's the heart and the liver, all that, you know, that could be affected under anesthesia, just like with humans. So I don't understand what's going on. And the place up the road, they didn't get back to me in 2 days. It was just weird. I called them several times, and I didn't understand the confusion. Um, and they had to call up the other place for the dog records. I don't know. So I think that yeah, because I don't remember giving my name to the one in Brooklyn, and they knew who I was. They knew my pet because I didn't. I you know I might have given the name of my pet, the first name, but I didn't give my name, and they knew who I was. So I was like, wow. And then she started asking questions. So, oh well, what? Well, who told you your dog needs anesthesia? I said, well, the last time I was there, they said the next time you go in for the dental cleaning for this particular dog, the Pekingese, he has to go on anesthesia because he wiggled too much. We couldn't get the teeth really good in the back, and then etc. So it's just very, very bizarre. I'm afraid. I'm kind of afraid to go to the dentist because I don't know what the. I mean, I know this sounds very bizarre, people. I know what I'm saying sounds kind of weird. I'm sorry. Just switching hands a little bit. Yeah, I know it sounds bizarre, but I don't know what's being. There's something that seems to be getting done. I mean, happening in the background. There's something happening now in the medical field. I'm afraid for my dogs. Why all this? It's like they don't want you to come in to get for the dogs, but at the same time they want your business. It doesn't make sense, people. I'm just letting you know now. Yeah, please pray for my dog's safety. I don't trust these people here in New York City personally. I do not trust them. I don't. I don't. I. But where do you go? Where do you go? Yeah, even for like uh for my doctor. I don't want to go to that facility anymore. Yeah, I had an appointment 2 days ago. I called them about 4 days ago. I said, I'm not going. I mean, I just canceled. I, uh, I said, I need to cancel appointment. I said, okay. Sorry, losing time. My batteries are low now. But they were saying, oh, would you like to reschedule now? I said no. Yeah, it's just getting spooky. How the doctors are acting in New York City. It's like they have an agenda. So for the past 3 years, it's just something that's not sitting right with me, with the medical field in general. And now it seems to be extending to your veterinarian. I don't trust them. I don't trust what's happening. Yeah, I had to leave my initial place because they were messing around with my bill. I had loved them so much. I never really checked the bill. And then one day I checked, I just trusted them so much. I give them my card. And then one day I said, well, wait a minute. What is this? And they wouldn't change it. I called them 3 times to change, explain this bill. Yeah, I said, forget them. Yeah, let me put the plug in. Wait a minute. Yeah, the battery's getting low. Wait a minute, brother. Boy, I have to get out of the bed. Well, just a moment. Sorry, I have to get. Yeah, I have to put the plug in. Sorry. Yeah, I'm almost done too. I'm out of bed and I have to put this plug in. Almost done. Sorry, guys. Trying to get this thing. Come on. Okay, got it in. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what happened now? Yeah, just things are changing now with the doctors, the procedures, and I don't know. I'm afraid for my dogs. I've never had any problem in the past. I mean, I had them for 13 years. It's not like just something, oh, that this was happening for 13 years. No, it's just happening now. It's just very bizarre. People getting in your business. Oops. Yeah, this never happened. Let me go back a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to reposition this. So yes, people, it is what it is. What's happening? Yeah, my pooches. Yeah, please. Excuse me. Yeah, please. Pray for my dogs. I mean, I just want my dogs safe. I want they need their teeth clean. Yeah, I think one of them, my little girl, Lily, her gums on the bottom seem a little. I don't know. It looks like her teeth are melting. I think it's the inflammation in the gums and it's covering the teeth. She doesn't chew on anything. Yeah, I want the safety for my dogs. So please pray for both of us that we get the right care. Oh, there's another thing I want to talk about now. Um, yeah, today, March 3rd, is my 20th anniversary. Yes, yes, yes. My 20th anniversary that I live in this building, in this apartment unit. Oh, brother. Yeah, I used to actually I lived in a this shelter for 13 months, and thank God I did the paperwork before I went into the shelter system here in New York City. Yeah, I used to live. at this place in Queens, and I put in paperwork. The these this veterans organization told me about um, how one could get an apartment, and they gave me an address, and I applied for that. I filled it out. It was like a lottery, 80/20 building, and I got in. It took 13 months, and who would have known that what happened to me was to happen that got me in a shelter. But yes, things happen for a reason, and sometimes you have to go through the ugly before something beautiful happens. And yeah, I've been in this building now. Today is my 20th anniversary. Yes, 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 my 20th anniversary. It was a brand new building. Yes, folks. It was a brand new building, a luxury high rise building. And I remember my first day, yeah. I had worked, I worked a graveyard shift, and I finished work at 8 o'clock, so I had to get back to that place, the shelter. It was a nice place, actually. This particular, it was a shelter for like 8 women. It was nice. Overall, it was very. I felt safe, relatively safe there. Um, so I had to get my stuff. Yeah. So when my application got approved, so that's when I started buying little things. I went to the furniture store. I put an order in for some really nice things. Yeah, I purchased some. Yeah, in this shelter system, you had to have a job and have a savings plan, and that's what I did. Yeah, yeah, I was able to save up money, and I'm very fortunate. And yeah, so I moved in 333. So I like this date. Yeah, it was a special day, and then I had some of my stuff in storage. So I had to go to storage, and then from the storage place, I took a taxi over to my building. And one of the doormen didn't want to open the door for me and help me with my things. Could you believe that? Yeah, yeah, this was 20 years ago. I remember that. He no longer works there. But yeah, I forget what you call it, but it's those things with wheels and you put your luggage on top of it and you wheel it away, like the hotels use it. He wouldn't get me one of those. And he was just very disrespectful. Racism, and yes, you have racism from other people of color. Yeah, he's an Afro Latino, and you had very few black people that worked in there. Oh, a Dolly Cup, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. A Dolly cart. He wouldn't get one for me. And I have all these little boxes, and he wouldn't help me. Well, the next day, my twin brother came to help me with the move. I did I basically did it, but he was, giving me emotional support. I wanted to show him my new place. And so he met me outside. I saw him outside and I was bringing him in. And the same guy, he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm so sorry." He thought it was my boyfriend or husband or whatever. And he was afraid of him because he's big. Yeah, I'm the smallest one in my family. Yeah, I have a big family, big in size, in height. And so, see the truth comes out. See, people who are evil in intent, and when it faces them, they get scared. I didn't have to say one damn thing. I didn't know that he was going to act like that. I just saw you just being a jerk. Well, his jerkness was deliberate. And he thought the person that I would tell the person what he had done to me the day before and kick his ass. So the person's, my brother said, "Oh well, that's my sister." I don't think he should have said that because the next, sometime later on, this weirdo starts asking me out, and he followed me out of the building. Yeah, I could have had him fired. Yeah, just a weird looking guy. And he actually followed me outside the building. He was begging me to go out with him. Could you believe that? Would you go out with a guy who wouldn't even help you with and you're the doorman? We have a concierge and a doorman, and his job was doorman. But he doesn't want to open the door for me and help with my package. And wouldn't get it, what you call it, the dolly cart. You think someone like that is worthy to go out with? Hell no. Yeah, they eventually removed him a couple of years later because he committed some crime, and the building management had to bail him out of jail. Okay, yeah, you heard right. They had to bail him out of jail. I'm surprised the job. Yeah, this is the apartments, those big apartment complex, private buildings. Yeah, that's what I was told. And then many years after that, I was in the lounge and he pops up, "Hey, how you doing?" Yeah, I can't stand him, but I said hello back. But yeah, but I remember that first day. It was a beautiful sunny day, and I was so happy to get this apartment. This is a beautiful luxury building, and I think it was a special day, a magical day for me. And yeah, I can't believe this is the longest that I've ever been in any one place as an adult, 20 full years. Another place I was there for 13 months. But yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm very happy, and I tell the universe now, thank you so much for having compassion for me and to get me to live in a safe place. And oh, with that in mind about safe place, yeah, things are happening now. Let me, yeah, yeah, I've been in this building, as I said, for 20 years today, but I found out something yesterday that I'm a little sad about. Um, yeah, the super of this building, the same super since I moved in, the same person. Um, they've been on occasion, on and off, been acting. He could be a jerk. Um, I had worn a new outfit once, and it knew everything. Had a new coat, shoes, slacks, and I was walking through the lobby, and I feel someone on my tail, so to speak. So I turn around, and it was that super doing like a lewd expression. And when I turned around, he said, "Oh, I didn't recognize you." I was thinking to myself, "Who's this chick coming through the lobby?" Could you believe that? That is sexual harassment, people. Yeah. But either way, it was a nice outfit. Um, so he did that. And then other things that he would do, like I had to about a year ago. I told him, I said, "Hey, there's this condition happening. something was happening in my apartment for a second time. And I spoke to him. I had pulled him on the side, to be discreet and tell him, hey, X, Y, and Z is happening, in my apartment. And he yells at me on the top of his lungs. I was so embarrassed. Well, yeah, I reported him to management. I said, I told the super X, Y, and Z for this assistance. And I've been here, okay, going on 20 years. I hardly ever talked to him. I might have talked to him maybe 5 times in 20 years, okay? Um, and the officer we will talk to him about that. He should not have done that, okay? But yeah, I didn't expect that. But I pictured something had to be bothering him. Something was wrong. Well, I bumped into him yesterday. He was coming out of the elevator I was entering, and I haven't seen him for months. And I heard, through the office that he's retiring, and he was to retire this past January. Okay, that the end of January was his last day. I was told, and so they say he's not going to leave right away, but it's his last day this January, 2023. So when I saw him, I said, "Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you, long time no see. How you doing? I hear that you're moving." He just kind of looks at me real funny. And while I was saying that, a man was walking past me, and then the super says, "Hey, so and so, how come you just gonna walk right past me and not say hello?" While I'm talking to him. So the guy says, "Oh, I was just distracted or whatever. Yeah, the guy didn't interrupt because I was talking to the super, and he was just walking by. Isn't that something? I've known this guy for 20 years now, 20 years today. And I'm looking dead at his face. He's looking at me. "Hey, how you doing, Bubba? It's been a while." And he never acknowledged me. And he was walking with a cane, people. He was walking with a cane. And I said, this is bizarre. Yeah, I had my dogs with me in the stroller. So I continue on, bring the dogs in. I said, I'm going to go back downstairs to the desk. I said, hey, something's going on here. So I went back downstairs after I dropped the dogs off. And I told asked the concierge, hey, I told him what happened and what's going on. Why is he acting this way? Do you know what's going on? Then they told me what happened. He has cancer. He has cancer. And he's under chemo, both treatments at the same time. And they said he retired, and he just found out about his cancer just before he was to be retired. Could you believe that, people? Oh my God. OMG. Yeah. The last time I actually spoke with him before yesterday might have been around August, September, because I spoke to him to let him know that I was planning on moving overseas. And he seemed normal. And I didn't want any bad feelings between us. Yeah, because I had to report him when he started yelling at me for telling him about something that happened in the apartment. Yeah, he had like a meltdown. He just popped. I'm wondering whether or not he knew about his cancer then, but he's getting the treatment now. Yeah, yeah, he has cancer, and his wife. I'm so here. He's working at a job for over 20 years, because probably for him would be 21 years, and yeah, 21 years for him, and 20 years for me. And here you're going to retire in January that just passed, and you're walking with a cane now and lost weight because you're going through cancer treatment. You and your wife. Now they have their other home in another nearby state, but he's staying in the apartment here because so he can get his treatments, his chemo treatments and stuff. I feel, wow, um, karma is something. Karma, yeah. I mean, I've spoken to him a few times over the years. He is who he is, you know. He could be, you know, what he is. But I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Yeah, you work hard. This some of us, you know, he was a worker. This man is a worker. He works. He has a very nice wife. I spoke to the wife a few times, um, but both of them being treated for cancer. Why all this cancer, people? I'm wondering whether they got the jab. You know, just asking. But wow, I feel very sad how you can have a journey with someone for 20 years and in a drop they pretend they don't know you. Yes, he lived in this building and he had dogs too. He had two dogs. I mean, you know, two dogs over the course of the 20 years. Yeah, his dogs passed away. To go through all this journey. Yeah, he might be a little older than me. I'm not sure how old he is. Um, I'm very sad for him that sometimes people mistreat people. They think that they can show off because they're this super and disrespect women. You're disrespecting your wife too when you do that. Yell at the, you know, it comes back. You know, let's learn to be nice to people. Let's be nice to people. Let's stop being crude behind people's back because you can get away with it. Yeah, things like this can happen to anybody. And he retired officially in January, and now it's March 3rd. And you're using a cane now to walk because you're so weak from the chemo. And the people that were in your lives. It's a family. This is a family, people. You live in a building for 20 years or more, and you're with the original staff, your family. You may not have long conversations, but it's still a family. I come here because it's my home. And I relax. This is my home. These people are part of my family, so to speak. The doorman, the concierge, the people who do the cleaning, the super, all that. We are a family. And I'm very sad to hear about his and his wife's um, health condition. Yes, people. Um, things are being done, I feel. It's a toxic environment. It's a toxic environment. And they're changing our foods. They're putting weird things in our so-called medicine and treatments. And then down the road, you get sick. I'm so sad. Yeah, people, um, don't forget who you are. You're a human being. Let's start acting like human beings and to care for care about yourself and care about others. from the heart. Yeah. Yeah, this is my 20th anniversary here. And I see how blessed I am to have this. There are people on the street. I never lived on the street. But thank God that there are places where people can live. Thank God it exists for American citizens to have a place to live. Let's say you might have had a fire or a natural disaster like a hurricane, etc. This is really a good country that takes care of its people when it works right, when the system works right. Let's make it work for all of us here. Let's live in harmony. Get in contact with nature. Let nature be your teacher and your friend. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, my condolences to my super and his wife. They're alive, but wow. Yeah, I'm very sad. Very sad. So that's what I want to talk about. And yeah, choose life, people. Choose life and love. I have to tell that to myself too. Yeah. Embrace it. Embrace the good things that are out there. Okay. I thank you all for listening. Let me see if anyone said any messages. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no more messages here. But thank you so much. Yeah, I got to drink my water. Yeah, people, drink your water to flush out those stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard now for me to get my water. Yeah, yeah, thank you there. Thank you, Yakov. It's always good to hear from you. Long time no see. And I hope your health and personal life is doing well. Peace, love, joy, and power be unto you, Yakov, and everyone else who hears. Thank you again. Until next time, bye bye.